how Kachin trainings are done in Kachin State,
We need you.
the Guerrilla School of Northeast insurgent groups, the dense, forest-covered mountains of Kachin State, located in northern Myanmar near the Chinese border, hold more than just scenic beauty and natural resources. They conceal one of the most influential yet elusive military training networks in Southeast Asia. For decades, the Kachin Independence Army, KIA, the armed wing of the Kachin Independence Organization, KIO, has not only waged its own war for autonomy from the Burmese junta, but has also served as a trusted host and trainer for a multitude of Northeast Indian insurgent groups. From the jungles of Nagaland to the remote hills of Manipur, Asom, and Mizoram, insurgent groups fighting the Indian state have often found shelter, arms, and tactical education within Kachin-controlled territories. Groups like the United Liberation Front of Asom, Ulfa, National Socialist Council of Nagaland Isak Muivah, NSCN-IM, National Democratic Front of Bodoland, NDFB, People's Liberation Army, PLA, Kongle Yawo Kana Loop, KYKL, and even Kuki revolutionary factions have historically maintained close ties with the Kachin. But how are these trainings conducted in Kachin State? What makes Kachin training camps so effective and attractive to insurgent outfits? And how has this cooperation evolved amidst the ongoing civil war in Myanmar? The Kachin Independence Army. An overview. The Kachin Independence Army was founded in 1961 after the Burmese central government began eroding the rights and autonomy promised to ethnic minorities under the 1947 Panglong Agreement. Operating mainly from Liza and the surrounding areas of Kachin State, the KIA has grown into one of the strongest ethnic armed organizations in Myanmar, commanding thousands of troops and running a parallel governance structure in areas under its control. In contrast to other guerrilla outfits, the KIA is known for its high level of discipline, military education, and structured training regimes. Its ability to survive and challenge the Myanmar military, Tatmadaw, for over 6 decades in harsh terrains speaks volumes about its operational capabilities. A military school for the Northeast insurgents. The association between Kia and Northeast Indian insurgents began in the 1980s and deepened in the 1990s when multiple Northeast groups, feeling the pressure of Indian counterinsurgency operations, started seeking refuge across the porous Indo-Myanmar border. KIA-held territories, with their inaccessibility and political alignment, proved to be ideal sanctuaries. Training programs conducted by the KIA were not just favor-based, they were systematic. The KIA runs its own military training academies, where new recruits, whether Kachin or from allied groups, undergo months-long induction training. These training programs are known for their strict discipline, comprehensive curriculum, and emphasis on guerrilla warfare tactics. Northeast insurgents attending these camps are usually assigned to batch-based courses that include 1. Weapons training, mastery over small arms such as AK-47s, M16s, GREs, RPGs, mortars, and light machine guns. 2. Guerrilla warfare tactics, ambush strategy, laying of IEDs, jungle warfare, and hit-and-run operations. 3. Map reading and navigation, orientation in mountainous and jungle terrain with basic to advanced cartographic skills. 4. Survival skills, how to live off the land, build shelters, avoid detection, and sustain oneself with minimal resources. 5. Political education, familiarization with revolutionary ideologies, often infused with ethnic nationalism, anti-colonial sentiment, and anti-government narratives. 6. Communication and intelligence, training in code language, safe house operations, use of satellite phones, and radio communication. 7. Counter-surveillance, techniques to evade drones, tracking, and reconnaissance operations by enemy forces. According to intelligence sources and defectors, the KIA does not merely host these insurgents, but integrates them temporarily into its operational structure during and after training. Some Northeast cadres have even participated in real-time battles against the Tatmadaw as part of their final phase of training, thereby gaining real-world combat experience. Infrastructure and secrecy. The training camps are usually located deep in the forest, near the Chinese or Indian border, often in areas where the Myanmar army has little to no presence. These camps are well camouflaged and supported by underground bunkers, water sources, and food supplies. Guarded by Kykl troops, they maintain strict secrecy. Training batches are kept small to avoid detection. The instructors are mostly Kachin veterans, but occasionally include former Indian rebels who've stayed behind and permanently joined the KIA or NSCN-IM. Many of the weapons used in training sessions are either captured from the Tatmadaw, procured from black markets in China and Thailand, or exchanged through cross-border smuggling networks. The porous border with China, especially around Yunnan provinces, long enabled the steady inflow of arms and equipment. The NSCN-IM's deep links. One of the earliest and most profound alliances the KIA made was with the National Socialist Council of Nagaland Isak Muivah, NSCN-IM. When the NSCN split in 1988, it was the KIA that gave shelter to Thwingalang Muivah and Isak Chishi Swu. The NSCN-IM even operated its own general headquarters and training bases in Kachin State for years. Liza became a strategic hub, not just for the Kachins, but also for Naga and Manipuri rebels. NSCN-IM fighters were treated as allies, and in return, the Naga shared intelligence and joined operations against the Tatmadaw. The influence was so strong that NSCN-IM often played a semi-official role in conducting training and ideological grooming of other Northeast rebel groups within Kachin territory. Recent developments: post, coup, Myanmar, and Northeast links. Following Myanmar's 2021 military coup, the KIA and other ethnic armies intensified their offensives against the junta. This has led to renewed cooperation among ethnic armed organizations and resistance forces like the People's Defense Force, PDF. Amid this chaos, the KIA's training role has expanded once again. Reports indicate that insurgent groups from Northeast India, including newer Kuki factions and revived ULFA units, have made their way back into Kachin-held areas. With Indian security forces cracking down on hideouts in Manipur, Asom, and Nagaland, the KIA's jungle schools remain a fallback option. Interestingly, the Kachin training influence has reached even the Kachin State's armed groups, such as the Kachin National Army, CNA, and the newly formed Kuki National Army Burma, KNA-B. Some Kuki cadres have reportedly received initial training in Kachin territory before setting up bases in Sagang and northern Chin areas. Challenges and controversies? Despite their effectiveness, Kachin training camps have not gone unnoticed by regional powers. Indian intelligence agencies, especially the Research and Analysis Wing, RAW, have long tracked the movement of Northeast insurgents to Kachin territory. On multiple occasions, India has raised this issue with Myanmar's government, both during civilian and military regimes. However, given the fragmented nature of Myanmar's internal conflict and the collapse of central authority in large parts of Kachin State, little has been done to curtail these training operations. On the flip side, some voices in India's northeast argue that the existence of such camps perpetuates conflict by creating a constant influx of armed youth. Others contend that, in the absence of political solutions to ethnic grievances, military training remains a necessary tool for self-defense and political assertion. Conclusion: the jungle universities of revolution. Kachin State may be known internationally for jade mining and ethnic strife, but for many in Northeast India's insurgent circles, it is remembered as a university of revolution. In the absence of formal statehood or diplomatic channels, many ethnic movements have had to rely on the solidarity and military expertise of the KIA to keep their cause alive. Whether viewed as a threat or a legacy of resistance, Kachin training camps have shaped the military capabilities and ideological foundations of nearly every major insurgent group in Northeast India. Their endurance, secrecy, and adaptability in one of the world's most dangerous terrains make them not just a regional phenomenon, but a cornerstone of transnational insurgent history. As the fires of war in Myanmar continue to rage and India intensifies its internal security operations, the deep jungles of Kachin remain a critical junction where ethnic identities, political dreams, and guerrilla tactics converge in the shadows of forgotten mountains. Disclaimer: this article is based on open-source intelligence, academic research, defector testimonies, and media reports. Zalengam media does not endorse armed insurgency or violence. The purpose of this article is solely to provide historical and strategic context to ongoing conflicts in South and Southeast Asia, written by Dinchak, Myanmar, July 2025.